Okay guys, now there is a time to understand now in our implementation of the application. Now time has arrived where we are now going to discuss about abstract. But before we go for that, let's create one more child class of our account. So I'll create one more notepad file. Right, so one more notepad file I'm creating, where now what we are building again the class which is denoting a type of a account, right? So again it is going to be a child of the savings account, as we are now creating now a next account, that is account class, that is salary account. So we are now representing a salary account in our implementation. So the package would be again types of accounts. So if you have a class written in a separate file, like in this file you have a package class types of account. Now whatever the classes you will write in this file, they would be part of the same package types of accounts. In a given Java file you can have only one package class, so all the classes written in that file belongs to the same package which you have mentioned here. Now if you want to write a class in a different file, as you need a public class, so public class should be in its own file, right? You cannot have in a single Java file, you cannot have multiple public classes, only one public class is allowed per file. Now I want to define one more public class, but the package should be types of accounts. So this is also allowed, like you can write a class in a separate file and you can you can have that particular class in a defined package. So you have to just mention the package clause, package types of accounts, because we are defining a salary account class which is again a type of account. So as I had mentioned, the package name should be indicative to what kind of, like from the entire implementation of an application, what kinds of classes what kind of classes a particular package contains and what they denote actually. So here we are saying this is the package containing all the classes which are types of accounts, right? So public class salary account. Now we will define a constructor, because we want to define a way of creating. Let's say now salary account, we do not have any way of opening or rather for opening a salary account you cannot put any initial balance. Your the first balance in the salary account would be your first salary, right? Salary account you cannot open with the amount of your choice, whereas the savings account, like the savings account, when you open an account, so you may choose to deposit the initial amount in it, but that's not the case with salary account. So salary accounts creation would be, we want to only support a zero balance salary account opening. No balance you can mention while opening a salary account. So in account number, as we know, like this account, this is for the account number, but account number is not accessible to anyone, right? So account number is like the account class has defined this account number with the default access specifier, and we do not have access of it. So what we will do is, we want this, the value we will receive here in this ANO, we want to use that to assign it to the account number variable which we have inherited. So but we do not have that access for that variable, so we will again call a constructor ANO. So we will just pass on this data to the parent class constructor. So we are calling a parent class constructor with integer value as an argument. So in the parent class constructor we do have a constructor accepting an integer parameter. So my parent class has provided me that constructor, so we are calling it, and we would be able to then create the salary account, right? Now salary account, this class we want it to be child of account. I just forgot to mention that extends there, but extends account, hence we are, this super would be giving a call to the parent class constructor accounts. That's fine. Now we will import this account, because this account is a different from a different package account system, right? So the access should be either package name dot class name, or we should be importing that class from the package. I'll come here, import account system dot salary account. Now for this salary account, again all the methods and variables are inherited, right? So let's create an object of our salary account now. So I'll create an object of salary account. So let's say salary account. I'll just maximize this file. Salary account ACT5 equal to new salary account, and salary account creation, for that we have only one option, that is to send an account number. It is mandatory to mention the account number, without which we cannot create an account object of salary account, right? Okay, now deposit is available. So deposit amount, we will deposit some amount. Withdrawal ACT5 withdrawal amount. So I'll withdraw 1000 rupees. So all the methods which are available in the or implemented in this account class, being the child of it, salary account does have all those available. Now in salary account, the object of the salary account we are using to call withdraw amount. So withdraw amount, salary account doesn't have its own version of withdraw amount implemented, that is method is not overridden. So the withdraw amount implementation from the parent class which the child has inherited would be used. So overriding a method is not compulsory here. Let's understand. Overriding is not compulsory in this case. We overridden the method in case of our savings account because of the rule, the different rule the savings account has applicable. Like after withdrawal, your account should left with minimum 1000 rupees balance. That was the rule for the savings. But salary account doesn't have any that kind of a rule. So whatever is the generic implementation of the withdraw amount is, where we just check that balance should be enough to process the withdrawal. So that generic rule is applicable for the withdrawal process in case of salary account. So salary account is not overriding the method. It doesn't need to change the implementation of any method which it has inherited from the parent. So overriding is not compulsory here, right? Please understand this very well. Now let's talk about the abstract method now. Now where do the abstract method comes into the picture? But first I'll just save this and then we will talk about it. Very, very important concept now. So I'll save and I'll say salary account dot java, all files, and save. Okay, now let's understand the abstract method. Now what is abstract method? Abstract method is a method which doesn't contain the implementation, in simple words. Okay, but when do we need to use it? Let's understand now. Now the account class, which is representing a generic account entity, not specific. Like if you see salary account is a specific, it has got its own rule. It is a type of account. This saving account, it is a type of account, but it has got its own rules as well. Being a type of account, this entity has its own existence, which can be derived accordingly, like according to the rules and regulations, right? Salary account also, it's a different type of an account, but it has got its own identity as well. So it is bound by the definitions made in the account class that's there, but along with that it has got its own identity as well. It has got its own rules and regulations to bound to as well, right? So salary account. Now there is one more very important operation, or that process we can say, or the operation which we perform on the account, that is closing an account. Let's say close account. You, once you are done with the transactions you wanted to do with that, and at a certain point of time you want to close the account. Now that very important capability we have missed from the implementation here. Like account class, we have not, like this a close account is something which is common for all, like any account. Like like whatever the account you will open, like current account, current account, savings account, salary account, you should be able to close it, isn't it? You need to have that capability there. But closing an account, the process, the implementation, okay, the implementation would be different for different accounts, isn't it? Salary account would be closed as soon as you leave the job. Savings account, when to close it depends upon your own will. Like once you want, like okay, I'm done with using this, now I want to open the account with some other bank because that bank is offering me a higher interest rates on my savings account, so I want to close down this. So the procedure is different, but the operation is common, isn't it? The operation is common for any type of an account, whether you to take current or anything. It's common process, but implementation tend to be different. This is very important. Abstract method is to be used to implement such a process. The process is common, but implementation tend to be different. There is no generic implementation. Now deposit amount, withdraw, these are the operations, like they have got some generic process, like which is applicable to most of the types. So that's why you implement them in the parent class, and the child class who has some other kind of rules applicable than the generic one, like in case of our savings. So those classes will choose to override the method. But for most of the other types of the accounts, these implementations are absolutely fine, like withdraw amount, deposit amount. These are the generic ways the withdrawal gets carried out or the deposit gets carried out, right? So generic implementation. So hence you will implement them here because the implementation, the logic or the process of that operation is generic. But there are few operations, though they are common, like they are applicable to all, but the implementation, the way that operation would be carried out, that way could be different. There you may have such an operation which doesn't have any generic implementation. The procedure will always be depending upon what type of an account it is and what the RBI rules are RBI has guidelines for that kind of an account. So close account is very important, what you can say, like very important operation. It's a common operation, but the implementation would be depending upon the type of an account we are handling. Like salary account, the closing procedure would be different than closing the savings account, than closing the current account. So procedure is always going to be different for different types. But close account is such an operation which we cannot neglect, or we cannot, like we should not be defining an account which cannot be closed. Closing is one of the very important capability which every account need to have. If the said account cannot be closed, then no customer will choose to open such kind of an account. Any point of a time in the life, customer requires a choice to like he needs a choice to close an account, right? So close account is very important generic operation. Just the implementation will always be different depending upon the type of an account here in this case we are dealing with. let's say one more example, drive. So drive is an operation which is common across all kinds of vehicles, but how you drive depends upon what kind of an vehicle you are talking about. Driving a two-wheeler is different than driving a four-wheeler. Driving a four-wheeler is different than driving a six-wheeler. But drive is a common operation, isn't it? If you are not able to drive an vehicle, would you like to buy such a vehicle? No. So drive is one of the very important capability a vehicle should have. But how to drive, that is a different story. That depends upon what kind of vehicle we are. So if we are defining a class called vehicle, so there we should be defining the operations which any kind of a vehicle should have, like start, stop, drive. So starting is a common process. Let's say any kind of a vehicle we start in the same way, say putting the key in the ignition, and then turn on the ignition, and then we give the starter, right? So let's say the start and stop, they are common. Like stop is also common, isn't it? Like you apply the brakes, like you apply the brakes and turn the ignition off. That is how you stop it. So this way you stop your two-wheeler, four-wheeler, six-wheeler. So stop is again common. So you will implement it in the vehicle class. But drive is important operation which you should not which is a common operation, but just that how to drive is not a generic. How to drive is not a generic. Operation is generically applicable. It's applicable to any kind of a vehicle, but the way that would be driven will always change. Okay, so if you are dealing with such an operation, you should be using abstract method. So public void, public void, and I'll say here close account. So close account will not require, like we are quite sure about the definition, like okay, this particular procedure for any kind of a type, it doesn't require any input data, it is not going to give any output back. So definition we are sure about, but just that what would be the actual procedure, that is not generic. Okay, so in this case you will define the method as abstract, public abstract void close account. Right, now when you define any abstract method, abstract means simply this capability is not implemented. Okay, whereas this withdraw amount, get balance, deposit amount, whatever any account, whatever all the capabilities which any account need to have in it, so those capabilities like deposit, get balance, they are implemented. But one of the important capability along with them is close account, but this is not implemented. Okay, this is not implemented. We cannot implement at this level because there is no generic implementation this operation will have. It's always going to be specific, it's always going to be changing according to the type of an account. If we consider this application we are building, so according to the type of an account we are dealing with. Right, so this particular class ended up having one important capability of its own unimplemented. Right, so this class we have to define as abstract. Why? Because it has got one capability unimplemented, so it is not fully implemented class, it is half implemented. That's why it has to be an abstract. Okay, now when you have an abstract class, you cannot create an object, and this is also understandable. I'll give you an example. Like there is a class called vehicle, a drive method is not implemented. So would you like to create such a vehicle which is capable of starting, capable of stopping, but you cannot just drive it? So is there anyone who would like to have such kind of a vehicle? No, right? To create an object, like to create a vehicle in front of me, I need all the capabilities, okay, which I can use it for. So it should be able to be started, it should be able to be stopped, it should be able to be driven as well. Then only there is a point in building that vehicle and sell it in the market. Otherwise, no one will buy it, right? Likewise, this class is half implemented. So what is the use of it to create an object? So when you create an object, you create it because you want to now use it for different kinds of operations. Now, like deposit, you are able to deposit. Okay, good. You are able to balance, like know the balance. You are able to withdraw the amount and close the account as well. Then only there is makes sense to create an object, because they're using that object, you can leverage the benefits of that entity, right? But here, as there is one operation which is not at all implemented, so this is not a fully functional class, fully implemented class. So creating an object of such a half implemented class doesn't make any sense. So you cannot create an object of abstract class. So we cannot do these things now. Here we have created an objects of account class. Now we are not allowed here, right? So I'll simply comment these things. Now coming to the point of savings account, the child classes now. Now what would be the impact of the child class on this? Now what is the impact? Let's understand. Now what account class says? Account class defines the generic things: account number, balance, interest rate. So like there are the capabilities implemented here except one, that is close account. Now what account says, like I have defined all the things which any account need to have in my definition except close. So now it's your responsibility, like it is telling it to the child class that it is now your responsibility to provide this implementation. Like close account is one of the very important capability to have in any account, right? So close account is mandatory, a mandatory process which every account should support. So it's your now responsibility. It becomes mandatory to you to provide the implementation of it, and that is what we want also. Like any account, you should not be end up creating an account entity which is able to be deposit, which is able to perform deposit amount, withdraw amount, get balance, everything without close account. So no customer would like to open an account. So close account is also very important, right? So what it is telling it to the salary savings account now, it is saying like savings account has inherited all the methods. It has changed the one of the methods implementation because of the applicability of a different rule. So it has chose to override that method, but rest of the method it is continue inheriting, right? So this savings account is capable of doing everything what the account has prescribed except close account. So it becomes mandatory for the savings account to provide that capability, because no one would like to open such a saving account which cannot be closed, right? That's why it becomes mandatory for our child class to override the method and provide the implementation. So public void close account, we will stick to the definition. We are not changing the definition because we are overriding. So overriding of abstract methods is only mandatory, otherwise overriding is not mandatory. You can choose to keep inheriting the method implemented in the parent class, as long as the implementation there is fully applicable to you. If at all the definition is what you want to continue with, but due to some change in the rule you want to implement your own version of that, you will choose to override, but it's not compulsory. But overriding the abstract method is compulsory. Why? Because the parent has defined very important operation which every kind of an account here in this case should have, just that it cannot be generically implemented, hence parent has not implemented it, otherwise it would have implemented. If there was any generic implementation to the close account, it would have definitely implemented, and then it would have passed on that that capability to its child classes through inheritance. So no child class would be there which cannot close the account. But as the close account is a method which the parent is not able to identify implement generically, but it wants every child class of it to have that capability compulsorily. Otherwise, customers will not opt such an account, or they will not use such an account even if we offer them. So this is how the parent class it imposes the overriding of the methods. So here we will implement system dot now dot print ln, and we will say how to close. So I'll say submit or withdraw money. I'll say withdraw money, submit application, account closing may take 8 days. Okay, this is how the implementation is. Now coming to the salary account. Now salary account also need to have that capability, otherwise people will not open it, right? But salary account has inherited all the capabilities from the parent except one. Now without having that capability, salary account is it's useless. No one will use it. So again, it's a imposition on this salary account as well, that to override the method and provide that missing capability. Rest of the all you have got it through inheritance. There is no compulsion on overriding it, but there is one very important capability missed, that is close account, that you have to provide. So public void close account. So again, overriding becomes compulsory for this child class as well. So I'll say system dot out dot println after leaving company salary account would be closed. Right, this is how it will implement. So it is always going to be different, isn't it? There is no generic implementation we can think of about the close account, but close account is mandatory for any account, right? So what abstract method is doing here, it is marking a mandatory procedure, a mandatory capability which every account need to have, just that it doesn't have any generic implementation, which if the parent class implements, then it will pass on that that mandatory capability to its child. But it is not here in this case, hence it is keeping it abstract, and by that it is imposing it on every child to override the method and provide that capability. Then only you would be a full-fledged account entity which the people would be able to use, like deposit, withdraw, get balance, all I have provided you. You have to just be capable of providing the implementation for this, then you are a full-fledged account entity which people would love to use. Otherwise, if you don't have this capability, then people won't be able to they will not choose you, right? So this is what the abstract is all about. So by abstract class defines such an operation which is common, just that implementation of it is not generic. It's always going to be different depending upon the specific classes which would be created out of it. So that is where the abstract class comes into the picture, a real example of using an abstract method and abstract classes.